What is this?
Shall now commence reading aloud the Book of the Dead.
Mom? Open up now. We can be a big, happy family again.
You don't look so good, Mom.
Evil Dead Rise. Tickets on sale now.
Welcome back to On the Slab Horror Show, the show that we normally bring you each and every Friday night. But tonight we're doing a different episode where, yeah, as Greg's t-shirt says, Friday night is horror night on the slab. But of course, first of all, let's introduce the main man, GMan. Greg, how's tricks?
What's up, homie?
Not much. It's a long time since you said that, man. What's
Been a
happening,
while.
homie? Wasn't it? What's happening, homie? That was a... You all had our little phrases at one point. But
Now I just do the intro, so.
I think I hijacked your intro tonight, but your look is what it is.
Well, my exit's the one to watch.
Now you have. That'll never go. Anyway, we are talking this evening. Just having we're going to talk about Evil Dead Rise because you know, we haven't done a review of a film in a while. Like what was the last one? Scream? Was that the last one we did?
Scream, yeah.
Excuse me. And
Yeah.
I will do my best to be spoiler free. Because King
No,
Woe
we
has a
won't.
mouth and King Woe likes to fucking talk, so
We're gonna issue this warning now. There will most 100% likely be spoilers in this.
there you go, G-Man has spoken.
I can't say there will or there won't.
Okay, well let's do that now then. If you haven't seen the film, go off, watch it, and then come
Spoiler
back.
warning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's what we said it about Scream as well. So
That's very true. First of all, before we go on, how are you getting
I don't
on this?
I don't think you can get a fair review without
without spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
are you this
sorry,
week?
I could have crossed you there.
You're grand. I was just asking you how you were.
I'm still here, still going,
That's
still
right.
fighting.
You? Yeah. Grand.
Still watching horror to beat the band.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure we'll have we'll have a load watched before Friday. So, of
Oh, yeah.
course, and of course, Friday night is horror night, as we always
The
say.
one, like, make sure this Friday to check out exclusive interview that we done with Mark Mitchinson, who was actually in Evil Dead Rises,
What was his name, Mr.?
and Mr. Foley.
No. Oh God, here's us doing our fucking good work.
Sorry, Mark.
Mr.
I'm dreadful with names. I know the actual actors' names.
Mark Mitchinson, and he is Mr.
Come on, Carl, bail us out here.
I'm trying. Well, he was Mr. Fonda. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think it is
Mr.
Mr.
Fonda.
Foley.
Yeah.
Yeah, close enough. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
Got your real name right though.
Well, that's the main thing, of course.
He was a quality character, but where to start with this? Lee Cronin absolutely fucking smashed it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a joy to watch from start to finish. You know, and I mean,
yeah.
what
absolutely.
what I will say is we've all seen it in the on the slab team, and
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Everyone on the team kind of had the same opinion about one issue in the movie, but it was an issue. It's not even an issue. We knew it was coming. But that's not. I wouldn't even call it an issue. It was just something in the movie.
Something like a little bit of a letdown, but it didn't distract from the the
It
enjoyment
still
of the
looked
film.
cool though, to be fair.
Mm,
But we'll get to that later on.
yeah, exactly.
Like we'll talk. We have to talk about the build up to this.
Of
'Cause
course.
I sent it in. I sent it into the group chat. This must be 8 or 9 months ago now when I first seen the article, and you were sold on it straight away.
Yeah.
I was a big fan. You hadn't even seen
The fourth
13 at that stage.
No, I only saw that
Yeah.
what a couple of months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If even.
So for me, I'd seen them all. I love 13. I thought 13 is my favorite one. Well, actually, that's not true. 3 is my favorite one because it's proper genius. But 13 would be probably the best of them for me.
Yeah.
Acting, design, wise, and then this one. So I immediately went, right, this has to be a sequel to 13. And then obviously the information that fed out was it wasn't going to be.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, so they're re-going again here. Now it turns out they didn't re-go again. This one is just separate. But in the process of all this happening, everything went radio silent from this.
Which
was strange, and
we
then-
found very strange, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, everything just ramped up with about a month or two to go. Because I remember driving to work and it was like 5 in the morning, and I seen a poster on the side of the bus, and I was like, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
And boy, it didn't disappoint.
No, I mean, what I loved about the whole experience is you didn't need to see the first one. You know?
You didn't see it.
No, and so that was great for. Kerry came with me to see it, and so she didn't need to see the 2013 one, before she went into this, which is always.
It was kind of a reimagining of. So like for old school fans, they'll probably maybe not so much like the Deadites in this one, because they're not the same as they were. They're not the wisecracking funny.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
They were in the 1 and 2 and 3. This is definitely a lot darker than 13.
Yeah.
Different, very different in terms of the Deadites. And obviously,
there's a similar feel to it though, which is what you want with a franchise film, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can tell it was a different director from 13 to this one.
Yeah.
You can tell obviously it's a different style from the great Sam Raimi's trilogy.
Yeah.
Now, people look back on the Sam Raimi trilogy and be like, oh, okay, the acting's not great, it's this, that, and the other. But it was of its time.
Absolutely.
It was ahead of its time. And like, don't get me wrong, a lot of the movies around that time were great. But the acting in this one is probably the best of all 5.
Yeah, and in this one, yes, without a doubt.
Yeah. Now I know it's a smaller cast in some ways, but the acting from everybody in this was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Alicia Sutherland as the mother was immense.
Absolutely.
Lily Sullivan as Beth was. As a troubled sister was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
But even the 3 kids,
they actually looked like sisters, which I thought was amazing. I thought they looked like they could have been sisters.
I tell you, they played the part, the broken sister relationship very, very well. I know they're actors and they should be able to do it, but
yeah,
sometimes you see parts like that and they look very forced.
Yeah, no,
this didn't.
That was brilliant.
Yeah. But we'll get to the start of this movie, and it goes from 0 to
a million
to fucked up very quickly. The dickhead. This is where you had the original horror tropes: the dickhead boyfriend, the best mate, and the girlfriend. And like he could have took her face off with that drone.
Oh, absolutely.
Which we see a little bit later on, but he is a right proper dickhead.
Yeah, but at least he's only in it for like a snippet, which is great.
Yeah, because when I was sitting watching it, because I'd only seen the teaser trailer that was like 25 seconds or whatever.
Mm.
And I was like, if he's in this for the whole movie, I'll crack up. And
No, it was good
it
that they
wasn't.
only gave you. Yeah, it was good that they only gave you that snippet of it. You know yourself. Well, we've said it on this show before too many times. Trailers give away too much.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Oh yeah. That's why we were very happy. Like, I know Scream's one gave away quite a bit, but gave away very little as well.
Yeah, it gave away what you probably expected it to give away, but not what you got. In the
No,
end.
I think that one gave away something completely different, because obviously he uses the shotgun in the shop and stuff. But this one just kind of made it set that it was in that apartment and that was it. Like, there was nothing else. So when it started on a lake, I was like, what is this?
I liked that the way it started, kind of. I suppose what you say at the end.
Yeah, Tarantino style.
Yeah, that was cool.
But obviously then you get your first death, and yeah, she ended up with a head like mine and yours.
Hey, she looked great.
That was rough as fuck. That was.
Yeah, it was hard to watch like some of the things in this now, I have to say.
The scalping though was just, it was bad. But
and you know what was great? It's been a while since I've been in the cinema and people are going, "Whoa, Jesus," you know.
So when I went to see the 2013 one in the cinema, someone got sick at the scene, where she licks the blade and her tongue splits.
Yeah.
Which was disgusting, but that was beyond. But this one, like when you get the opening title scene. Obviously where she rises out of the lake.
That was
brilliant.
cool. That was deadly.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. One of the best opening scenes I've seen for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or best opening title scene.
In a long time, yeah.
And then it just kind of builds the backstory then of the sisters. But it doesn't tell you that it goes back in time or it goes forward in time. It just cuts straight to you meet Lily, who is growing a parasite, we'll say.
Lovely.
In the words of the Great House.
What I loved about it, Greg.
Yeah.
Greg, what I loved was, like there wasn't, like as we said before, there's always the typical modern horror tropes of assholes and idiots in films. Like, everyone in this film, I think we liked the characters, whether they had a small part to play or a big part to play. We felt like we got enough about their backstories to be able to kind of say, well, oh fuck that, like, he's dead or whatever. Fuck, like,
Yeah.
Which
do you know what? The more I think about it now, the two that probably fall into that category are the two older kids.
Yeah.
The sister is the arsehole.
Oh, the little baby.
No, the older sister.
Oh yeah.
And the brother is essentially the idiot. Now they don't play it like that, but that's where, if you're looking at it, that's where you're going with it. They played the part very well. Even the neighbor, when he calls around to ask the girl out.
Yeah.
And I love how he asks, we're going to watch all the Freddy movies.
Yeah.
It's a good choice, my friend.
That was a
good
nod.
choice.
That was a nod to you, Greg. That's what that was.
Yeah. Good man, Lee, setting that one up nicely. But like, and then you have obviously you see Mark pop in.
I really
as
love
Mr.
this
Fonda.
He's great.
It was just the most random character. Like,
yeah.
the first time you see him talking to Beth, he's like right up in her face, and you're like, what the fuck?
Plays brilliant.
Oh yeah. So you kind of get the drop on. There's going to be 6 or 7 characters, and that's it then. And then you get the elevator scene. Well, you get the earthquake scene. And do you know what really annoyed me about this?
Well, go on, tell everybody.
They drop the pizza, right? And they open the box, and the pizza's fine, and they don't bring it home.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell they're already struggling for money, so they go out and buy a pizza, and they leave it on the fucking floor.
Well, maybe like when an earthquake's happening, that's probably the last thing on their fucking minds.
It's the last thing on their mind, but he still had the wherewithal to look and see if it was damaged or not.
I suppose, yeah.
Now, I will say it was a very fucking good way to bring the book into it.
Oh yeah,
because that was the one issue I had with this movie. I was like, how are they going to bring the book in? Because Is it just going to be in someone's house? Are they going to run it off a store? Are you going to find it online or
Yeah,
thing? But to find the altar was brilliant.
it was brilliant.
Yeah,
And
an
then the
old
whole
school bank.
yeah, and then the like finding the LPs with it, and
Oh, brilliant!
instead of
The
the tape
final.
recorder.
Yeah,
Oh, that was cool.
absolutely brilliant. Which was great, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
And it brought a real different feel. Now they tied that in very well. That the brother wanted to be a DJ, so he actually had
Had
the
the equipment. Yeah.
yeah, brilliant. The vault looked creepy as fuck too. Like no chance after an earthquake, I'm not going down to a crack in the ground that just opened up.
Typical stupid horror actors.
So that's what I mean. Like he goes down as the stupid one, really.
Yeah.
Not
Funny
that he
enough,
even was the stupid one, but he was.
do you know what, Greg? I don't know if you agree with me here. Isn't it? It's nice to see like there seems to be a lot of female leads now in horror, but they're not annoying.
There always has been though.
No, but like yeah, I know, but well, maybe more so horror than any other. I think any other genre, but they're all really strong, good characters. You know,
Oh yeah.
I mean that in a great way, like you know. So
Yeah, like you think back, like Heather Langenkamp as Nancy was quite an annoying character.
yeah,
You go ahead. Jamie Lee Curtis probably wasn't. She was
just
very strong.
yeah. She started off quiet and then she was strong.
Yeah. Sarah Connor probably and Ellen Ripley were the two big ones that were obviously well known. Don't
Yeah.
forget Jennifer Lawrence was the first female actress lead that was
Yeah.
important. Got a shout out there.
She taught Sigourney everything she knows, didn't she?
Yeah, can't go by without throwing that in when we mention females. But like, and then you move sort of along. You had Neve Campbell. You had Jessica Alba in Idle Hands, things like that. They were semi-annoying. Like everyone loves Neve Campbell, and it's great for screen. But she is a very annoying character.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's not as annoying as Gale.
The facial expressions.
She's not as annoying as Gale, but that's for a different era. And then like you kind of move along. The one that I really thought was strong was Sarah McDonald from The Descent.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was one. Now her friend that was cheating on her with her husband was the annoying one in that. And then you, like as the further you move along, it's been kind of drowning out in mainstream horror of getting rid of that annoying lead.
Yeah.
And then obviously we fly to 20. Well, I say that like you look at Terrifier 1 2016. Jenna Kendall was phenomenal as what was the lead. Catherine Corkin was the annoying one in that.
Yeah.
And she played it brilliantly.
Yeah,
but
she
then you
was.
go ahead. Yeah. You go to 2022 and you get Terrifier 2 and you have Sienna. Yeah, Lauren Rivera, who has probably been the best final girl I've seen since The Descent.
Well, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There's another one that we love on the show. What's her name again? What's wrong with me tonight, man? From Wednesday.
Snacking.
From Wednesday 13. Or Wednesday.
Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega.
And again, she's not a final girl though, is she really?
She will be though, I think. I think if she sticks within the...
It's gonna be tough for her to be a final girl, really. Like she's brilliant as Wednesday. She's brilliant in Scream.
You think she's gonna transcend that?
Yeah, I think it'd be a different kind of final girl. I don't think you'd ever see her as a final girl on her own.
Right.
Unless they kill off Barrera in the next Scream.
Which they could do.
They could, but I don't think so. I think it's more based around Barrera.
Which is still good, because she's good at it. She's deadly.
And then obviously we run into this one and you have Lily Sullivan as Beth, who was just immense.
Yeah. Absolutely.
She was the Ash, the new Ash, really.
Yeah. Looking sexy with a chainsaw.
Minus the boomstick.
Yeah, but she still have the chainsaw.
No, she has the boomstick, really, but like yeah, the annoyance of the final girl being stupid and unworthy, but
Yeah.
still somehow tops the killer is kind of gone now,
Yeah,
which is very good to see as well.
absolutely, absolutely.
Um,
And then of
but like,
course, well, let's talk about the main villain.
oh, that whole elevator scene was just. They talk about throwbacks to the original one,
Mm,
and even throwbacks to the 13 one, um, like where she's getting strapped up by the cabling.
mm.
But like when that elevator falls and she's flying up and she just comes down. She sold that bump big time.
Yeah, yeah, fair play.
Um, but like, and then you see her getting strapped up. I'm, I am really glad they didn't go the way they went in 13 and the original one with the whole
Yeah,
rhymes with grape thing.
yeah, tape.
Um, yeah, but I thought what they did to her was enough
Yeah,
to put her
yeah.
over the edge.
I mean, yeah, you don't need that kind of in
Yeah,
today, you know.
the visceral nature. Like, okay, people are gonna go, well, did it happen in the movie? They might have implied it, they might not have. I don't know,
Yeah,
but I seen what I need, and there was enough in that for me.
exactly. Yeah.
Like you see her legs breaking and stuff. Oh, it was bad.
Oh, that was mad, wasn't it?
Oh, it was bad.
I
Oh, it
want
was
to.
bad.
I want to see it again now, actually.
Maybe soon. Maybe soon. But like when then she just arrives back to the house, and she's in a jocker. Yeah.
She gets progressively worse as she's going on, and
Yeah.
the what would you call it? The deadite comes out more on her, doesn't it?
Do you know what? For me, this one wasn't even really like the Deadites.
No,
This was like her. This was generally like a possession
possession.
movie.
Yeah.
I know the Deadites are possession based, but like she didn't change. The face didn't really change. She got a
No,
bit grimmer as it went on.
the eyes didn't go white, or
Yeah.
they just
But
went a
like,
bit more crazier.
yeah, yeah. Now that's what I mean earlier on when I said that the Deadites are different in this.
Yeah.
But like when obviously then she succumbs to thing, but like you get that scene in the bath after like so she's obviously she succumbs to the injuries
Mhm.
and they have her in the bed and it's just kind of like nonchalantly like all right, so she's kind of
Dead.
yeah, and then her eyes and the fly lands on her eye and I was like
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
Or no, remember
But
remember when she put her eyes up, and you could see right it down into her fucking the reds of her eyes, like when she goes like that.
putting the Undertaker to shame.
Oh yeah, nah, she was showing him how it was done. Like,
But like obviously then she comes back and she starts the onslaught of attack. Um, but like that scene in the bath, the
oh,
one that everyone's gonna remember, where you see her
oh,
up on the wall and the water starts boiling and then she falls in, and then you get that line where she comes out and she's like, "Mommy's with the maggots now."
yeah, that was cool. That
Fucking
was a
brilliant.
that talk about if she wants to stay in horror, that's the line that makes her career.
Yeah, like for her now, she's gonna go. She could do nothing else and do conventions for the rest of her life with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
It's nice to have a new, what would you say, face of evil.
Yeah, you could say that, yeah. The line was brilliant though, and it's not like we've seen it over the years. Freddie had multiple one-liners, and along the way, Scream had his, Jigsaw had his. You know what I mean? So it's great when you see.
Leatherface's was oh.
Sounds like he was jizzing on a pig.
He probably fucking was at one point.
Um,
Sorry,
but
Leatherface, love you.
but like to have another one-liner come in is very very modern to do now again. And I
Yeah.
think you'll start seeing it a bit more. And that's what I liked about the Deadites, that they could talk as normal and stuff.
Yeah.
But she just got creepier as this movie went on.
Ah, absolutely brilliant. She was my my
Savage.
favorite part of the whole film, and I'd say she'll be most everybody's as well.
Yeah, I
You
did
know,
like
just the
Mr. Fonda
perform-
now.
Oh, Mr. Fonda was deadly. But like, I mean, that's there you go. Like every character was fun. It was good. It was, you
So,
know.
one of the things I did like though with Beth, the sister, with Lily Sullivan's character, she was troubled from the beginning,
Yeah.
and you can see that she doesn't just become kind of a badass. Like she seems like she has that in her from right from the start.
Well, she's a
Look,
roadie, isn't she, or something like
yeah,
that? So she has to be kind of tough on the
she's a
road.
groupie. Oh,
Oh, I
you're
would,
the
I would,
sister. Oh,
I
you're the
would,
groupie.
I wouldn't say that to her face.
No, that was brilliant one-liner as well. Oh, you're the sister. You're the groupie.
Yeah, yeah,
But like, yeah, you could see she could sort of stand up for herself a little bit.
yeah,
So it wasn't out of the way where you see in some movies like Nancy all of a sudden becomes a badass
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And then like obviously with the attack goes on and they're very smart. They lock her out then, but that cheese grater scene.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, like as bad as people say about that with the onslaught of attack, the cheese grater, she asks for that. She throws it at her.
Mm.
Do you know, what did you expect was
Oh,
going to happen here?
and there you
Uh,
go. Like like me, I think myself and yourself more so than the other two boys, we hate that kind of realistic thing that could happen to you.
yeah, no,
I,
with Ted would be the same as well. Yeah,
oh God, I hate that.
but like what, like everyone talks about that, and it's bad. It is bad, but the scene just before that where she's eating the glass and it's piercing down her neck,
Mm.
and I'm like, no, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Um,
So I think it's safe to say we loved the film.
yeah.
But
Now
there's
we can
one
move.
thing. Yes,
Yeah.
let's move on to the one thing that
Now
we all collectively were mad
I
about.
I will say though before that the book looked
Oh,
that's the best one we've seen by a mile.
absolutely, absolutely,
Um, and how they got the book to open, the teeth, savage.
very cool.
The problem is that when the book opened, one of the first couple of pages you see has an image on it,
Mm.
and we kind of hoped. Well, I don't know about you when you were watching it, but I kind of hoped it wasn't going to be that way.
Mm. Well, do you know, I
Um,
didn't pay much mind to it at the time, but when I saw when I joined, obviously joined the dots up, I was like, oh no.
Ted obviously had said it in the group chat as well. That like you could see the death by death that popped up page by page, but the first page was the creature,
Yeah,
and like when they're in the hallway, and she's coming up to her and she's about to shoot her, and then obviously Mr. Fonda wakes up and he's like, "That's my gun, bitch."
yeah.
Or
Another
no,
one great one
wasn't no,
liner.
was it? That's my gun, you thieving cunt.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Genius. And she shoots Alyssa Sutherland's hand, and you're like, nah, no.
yeah.
And then obviously shit starts to go down, and like it was just brilliant. But
Well,
then we got the creature. If this wasn't a nod to the thing, I don't know what is.
Yeah,
It was just I know it's a horror movie, it's a possession movie. It was just a bit out of place for me. Like whatever if they had have like merged into one and had like different body parts because they're all broken or something,
yeah,
but not like a four-legged creature with fucking like Goro running around.
yeah.
Um, but like it was very much like the thing. Now it kind of threw me just a little bit, not enough to hate the movie. Like
Mm.
still, I like if it wasn't for the creature itself, I
Yeah,
think I'd had this easily as number one.
yeah. No, I'd agree with you. Yeah,
I still gonna give it another rewatch, and I'll give 13 a rewatch to see which one I have higher. Just to
yeah,
be fair to it,
yeah.
but at the minute I'd say 13 is higher just because of the creature.
I'd agree with you on that. I would
But
agree with you on that. But look, I mean,
um,
when we're talking about this creature, I wouldn't want to be putting anyone off going to see it
no,
or watching
definitely not. Get absolutely go watch it. Make your
Yeah,
own mind up.
absolutely.
Like the creature, as cool as it is, for me, just the type of movie that it was just a little bit out of place.
Yeah,
And anyone that's watched this show knows that I have certain feelings that happen in movies that kind of
yeah.
tingle me.
Don't go there again.
This one, what should have been like that for me, but I obviously they were playing off possession and stuff, so things can happen. Where other movies, it's just completely out of it.
Mm.
So this one I could kind of allow a little bit more. The elevator scene, obviously throwback to The Shining.
Yeah, absolutely.
And fair play to Lee, it looks like he's thrown a lot of tributes into
Old horrors.
old horrors. Now I say Lee like I know him.
Yeah.
I don't. Now if he somehow gets a hold of this and wants to come on the show, absolutely.
Come on, come on,
Oh, bring the whole crew with you. It'd be fine.
fellow Dublin man. You know.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, I was
Well,
born in
all right,
Dublin, but
fellow
uh,
Irishman then. How about
uh,
that?
you're from Dublin.
Yeah, so see.
um, but like overall, movie's fantastic.
Yeah, give me your slabs of meat for it.
It would have been very close to a 5.
Mm,
I'd say 4.5.
I would say 4.9, and the only reason I'm not giving it the 5 is because of the creature at the end.
Yeah. Now I will say the atmosphere in it, ugh, it is poxily dark.
Dripping with atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's what we
The
like in the
creepy
film.
nature of even the mother when she's outside singing.
Yeah,
Um, like the camera work, even when they're doing that screen, like looking through the lens and you see Mr. Fonda shooter and stuff.
mm,
Brilliant.
deadly.
And everything tied in together.
Yeah.
Now the one thing I will say is, how did no one else hear the gunshots or anything? But
Well, that's one thing I found out is remember the way your woman is walking out at the end,
yeah.
and then she was, I think she was from like 8 or 9 floors down.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so
Oh,
that kind of answered that for me. But then again,
that's
like you
fair.
say, no, but yeah, and of course the building has been condemned,
Yeah. So people have gone anyway.
so they're gone. Yeah, so that kind of makes more sense then.
What would you say then between mine and yours? I know the Dynamo loved it as well. What would you say? 4.75, 4.5.
You say 4.75 because I'd say the lads will be in and around what we're saying in between, kind of.
Yeah, I know Ted loved it.
Yeah, and I know Ian loved it as well.
Yeah.
Dynamo loved it as well.
We,
So
like, we all did. It was that says I think that was the one issue that everyone kind of had, and it's not even an issue. It's just a
it's
tick,
just yeah, it's just like a
and
okay.
that's just the snobbery coming out. Really, that's all that is.
Yeah.
Like I should be able to just sit there and look past that and go, okay.
Oh, well, here's the great thing, like we all have the what would you say, the opinions, or our own opinions. So and the gas thing is this time we all agreed on the same thing.
Yeah, it's like when has that happened?
Very
I don't
rare.
think it did happen, did it?
No.
Halloween Ends was too divisive. Scream was a bit divisive.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, I think myself, yourself, and Ted loved it. I think
yeah,
Ian liked it, but maybe not as much as we did.
yeah. Like it's still got a good rating and stuff.
Yeah.
This for me. So just before we wrap it up, Scream boxed 168 million in the box office over its 12-week run.
Right.
Right. This has passed 100 million in
Jesus.
a week and a half or 2 weeks.
That's unreal. And rightly so.
This is going to be very tough to beat now for the number one horror of the year.
Do you know what? As I was saying in our interview with Mark down, which will be on Friday, isn't it great to see this kind of horror movie in the cinema again?
Isn't it great to see the resurgence of horror in the cinema again?
Yeah, that's it. Already, 2023 has been a great year for horror.
Yeah, like obviously we've had Scream, Pope's Exorcist is doing really well. This
Halloween Ends wasn't Halloween Ends?
no, that was last year, back in the last year. Like there's been a few.
There has, yeah.
Uh,
So and there's loads of really cool ones to go as well. I know it's not really a horror as such, but you said Renfield is kind of okay as well.
Renfield's okay. It's okay. There'll be a review of that done once the rest of the lads get a chance
Get into
to
it.
check it out.
It's on me homework notes. You gave me.
I send out the list of what I've watched, and it's it's long and divisive
Yeah.
every week.
I mean, if there's ever like if you open up the dictionary and you look for the word nerd, you'll see the picture of Greg beside it. You know what I mean?
Horror nerd.
Horror nerd.
But yeah, overall, so say 4.75.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Second review of the year done. We're gonna keep a list of the reviews that we do for the year and see what comes out on top.
Yeah, that's a great one of our end of year shows or whatever.
Yeah, but definitely this for me is going to be tough to beat in terms of top horror, top cinematic horror anyway.
Yeah, agreed.
But
I think there we go. Yeah.
there's not much more we need to say, really, is
No,
there?
that's it. So,
Lee
listen,
Cronin, you've done a fucking stellar job.
Lee, thank you very much.
Cast and crew, solid.
Absolutely.
Solid effort.
Solid. A1 shouting.
Hmm.
But look, as I said, you're gonna have two episodes of us this week, right, tonight and Friday
Aren't
night.
you fucking lucky?
They are so lucky because we're just that good. We're that nice. But
That
for
nice, we're going to do it twice this week.
damn good, damn right. But look, yeah, we have been on the slab, and as always, we could never end a show without the ultimate GMan signing us out.
What's going to happen if I'm not on one of these shows, lads?
We can try and
it'll
do it.
just it'll just run forever.
Yeah.
What happens? It'll just go black
Yeah.
screen. That's
So,
it. Game over.
see you, boy. Bang.
But ladies and gentlemen, as Carl said, this has been your Friday night, and we'll do this the way we do it every Friday night. In the words of the great George A. Romero, ladies and gentlemen, stay scared.
Woo!